Welcome back, boys and girls. This is episode, I don't even know, what is it, 49?
49.
Woo!
We're getting to that point where you're going to start forgetting what
Definitely.
they are.
I already do. Of your Hump Day podcast, 8-Bit Bourbon, we have the bourbon poured, which you're not going to be able to hear because it's a bourbon eggnog.
Oh, hold on. I,
Mm.
I can't prepare it.
Adam's going to back up. We also have the red balls popped. Thank you.
I like when now we have video because people can see how I just spray my computer with it every single fucking time.
Yeah, and that's something I wanted to discuss right off the bat in this episode because when we do it at the end, I just want to make sure everybody hears it. If you're watching on YouTube, we have a podcast on iTunes that you can download. If you're listening on iTunes, we have a video on YouTube. We're going to upload both every single week if Adam doesn't fuck up shit with his computer.
I was trying to mute. I thought I was going to mute my computer but apparently it was already muted. My bad.
Just to leave that in there.
As you were saying.
Yeah, so if you're listening on YouTube, or if you're listening on iTunes, we have a YouTube video. If you're listening on YouTube, we have a podcast on iTunes. So whatever way that you want to, digest the podcast, it's out there now. And we're still deciding if we want to do live shows with the video because what we do is we record the podcast on Friday nights normally, and then we release it on Wednesday after we have Chad Johnson, who's our producer, produce the show.
Yeah, we're secretly doing them live right now.
So we're secretly doing them live with other people just to kind of get them on the show. But if you guys that listen on iTunes or whoever want to, get involved with the live podcast, you think that'd be something you'd be interested in, then let us know.
Well, I thought maybe one a month would be.
Yeah, whatever. We haven't decided. We'll figure it out. But I just want to get that out up front because, and the other thing I want to get out up front is we're going to talk about this a little bit, but the Halo Master Chief Collection is coming up. If you guys want to play with us,
you guys are going to hear this a day after it comes out.
Right, exactly. So send us your Xbox Live gamer tag. We want to do like weekly close matches. So if we only have a couple people, we'll just play online matchmaking. But if we have 10 people, which I think we could do easily, we're going to do like close games where we play like Blood Gulch, Capture the Flag, where we have like even teams. We want it to be fun, Don't worry about your level of skill. We're going to try to split teams up based on that. So
and also like
camera's a little tilted, which I'm going to adjust. Go ahead.
You don't have to worry about like being like awkward if you want to like play with us. Just send us a message like, hey, let's play, or hey, I listen to the show. You don't have to be like, hey, I'm this and that, like I'm a fan or whatever. It doesn't have to be awkward. You can follow us. Just even if you don't want to add us as friends, you can follow me. I'm Sir Baynuts on Xbox Live. Andy is 6-inch surprise. All letters, no numbers. You don't have to be friends with us. You can just follow us and send us a message when Halo comes out if you want to play. Just let us know who you are. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, and we'll just fucking go.
Yeah.
We've played.
Everybody welcome. We want them to be very like friendly games. Don't worry about if you're a veteran or if you're a rookie or whatever. We just want to have fun and kind of teach people.
We played Titanfall. We played with Niels and his friends, and
we had a blast.
It wasn't awkward or anything like that. If you're worried about that kind of stuff, it's not. It's just like you guys kind of know us, and I don't know, we're gamers just like you, so we just play and we just laugh.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be looking at my phone, but I'm actually looking at the show notes. So don't, if you're watching on video, don't judge me.
I don't have that bad.
Yeah, so we got a lot of stuff to talk about this week. I think that's all the housekeeping that we have.
Oh no, we don't. One thing.
You're the worst at this. Write it down.
No, I like to keep you surprised.
I like to keep it fresh.
I like to keep it fresh.
We're so sober this week.
The Force Awakens.
Yeah, I saw that.
What do you think? Because I know you're very opinionated. I think it fucking sucks.
I mean, ultimately, I don't really care. I think it's a little bit queer.
I think it's really stupid.
I don't love it for sure. You mean just the name itself?
Yeah, it's really dumb.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if he can pull the movie off because I love his Star Trek movies, but I love his Star Trek movies as like popcorn thrillers, not necessarily as like masterpieces. You know what I'm saying?
My thing was like Return of the Jedi kind of is like the Force Awakening, right? It's the return of the fucking Force.
I don't know. Well, maybe it's the Force Awakens for the first time. Who knows?
I don't know.
Well, of course, it's supposed to be thousands of years old. I don't know. I'm not a big enough Star Wars fan to be able to critique it, but
I do
love Star Wars.
I saw a picture of Luke Skywalker, Mark Hamill, with like this big hug, and somebody was like bear hugging him, and he had the stupidest face on his face. It was.
Hey, I love Mark Hamill.
I don't, but I like him as Joker. But
all right.
I just want to get your opinion on that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's fucking awful.
Right. Ultimately, I don't care, but I don't particularly like it.
The Force Awakens.
Yeah, I'm not impressed.
Yeah,
but
it's the best they can do.
We got tons to talk about tonight. Talk about a few things, housekeeping. No, you're not. You
No,
actually
I
had
swear to
some.
God, I
No,
don't
you
have
definitely had some.
I don't have anything.
One thing is we want to talk about our videos that we made.
Yes.
Number one, the Evolve video.
Let's first talk about the videos that didn't make the cut. And it's not because they were bad.
The
It's the
Evolve
fact
Alpha
that
was.
the Evolve Alpha, the majority we had a 30-minute video that I actually like enjoyed, but 15 minutes of it was loading screens.
Yeah, it
and
was
looking for games.
It was tough. You know,
And we understand. We're not being like, oh, Evolve sucks.
Right.
We understand it was
well,
an
I think
alpha.
it's great that they do an alpha because Evolve Alpha ran better than Battlefield 4 did.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, of course, Battlefield 4 had way more people because it was an actual
Yeah.
launch, but still, that's why you do an
Yeah.
alpha. That's why you do a beta to get those out there.
And
So.
I held it back because it wasn't fair to the game to be like, because we were drinking and having fun, and we were like, fuck this fucking sucks. We were sitting around for like 20 minutes.
Oh, we
like
got disconnected like half the time.
Of the one, yeah, we had like hour-long video, or no, it was like 20 minutes long, and it was just us sitting there.
I wish you could edit the Twitch videos. Like,
I think you can. I tried to.
I've never actually tried.
I tried to export it, and then it gave me some shit. It went right to YouTube, and it didn't export at the high definition level. Like if you watch the Volgar video, it's not HD because I exported it.
Yeah, I don't know. But the Evolve video was what it was. If you guys watched it, I think you guys we had a blast playing Evolve. I want to say that too.
Yeah.
The connection issues were a disaster.
Yeah,
but
I just want to say that's why we didn't put it up, because it was just the connection and the game finding was horrible.
But
which is understandable.
We had an absolute blast playing the game.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk.
I don't know that it's worth the $60.
That's exactly.
Yeah, that was like our first impression of it.
Because when I played the Bungie Destiny alpha or beta, whatever it was, I had a blast. I thought it was really fun. And when I was done with it, I was like, wow, I can't wait to play this game. And then the game came around, and I was like, I'm out of time. I don't have a lot. I can't really like invest this time. I just skipped it.
Mm-hmm.
And now I kind of feel like the same way with Alpha. I still do it. I keep calling Evolve Alpha.
I don't know why you call it Alpha. That's really weird.
It's really.
It makes no sense.
It's fucking annoying.
Why would you call a game an alpha?
I don't know.
There's so many alphas.
Reason why I thought, like the Panera lady was saying, bag it. She was saying baguette. But
yeah, I mean, I think that the two games are very different. I mean,
like,
Evolve is
a
multiplayer game that's the same game every time with differences.
Yeah.
Where Destiny's like a single player / multiplayer game.
The thing that sucks is like I don't want to. I'll never play that game if I didn't have any friends online. First of all,
which one?
Evolve.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because it sucks when
it's terrible when you have
like
a bad
it's almost like MOBA like how one bad person can just fuck the entire team. We probably played a good like 20 matches. We've had matches when they were like close and competitive, and then one person just stops doing what they're supposed to do, and the monster just fucking wipes you out.
It's not the developer's fault because
no, it's absolutely not.
They want to make a game where you have good synergy, and it's not quite like a MOBA because the difference with a MOBA is if you go out and you die a bunch of times, the other character gets super strong, which isn't really the case with this.
I mean, it could be a little, but it's not as
not really because the monster needs to be alone.
Yeah,
you know, he doesn't get like experience for.
But everybody has their own job, and if that one person's not doing their job,
it's definitely disastrous if you have a shitty player. It's just not quite as disastrous as a MOBA because in Dota, if you have one bad player, you literally can't win. You cannot win. Like if somebody's trying to throw the game, if the other team's even decent, you'll lose. But it was frustrating because, like for example, if you have a bad was it Trapper or whatever the one that seeks the monster out, it makes it almost impossible to win because you can't find the fucking guy.
Yeah.
And he's level 3, and once he gets to level 3, he just comes in and just smacks the shit out of you, you know. And if you can beat a monster that's level 3, but you have to have a really good team, and if you just allow him to go to level 3 before finding him basically, then you don't have a good team, so you have no chance, you know. But it was so much fun those games we played with good players because we played like I think I played one assault game where we had a really good trapper, and then he would trap him in the bubble. The medic was healing the right people, and you know what I mean. And that was like really fun.
And like you could do. That's what I really liked about the game is there's so many there were so many combinations that you could do within the game because like the support threw a shield on the person.
Yeah.
Medic healed a person.
They make every class like fun.
Yeah, like all their like down arrow buttons or whatever their abilities, they all kind of it was like a kind of like a synergy to them. And even with like their other skills, like the medic had a tranquilizer dart. The trapper had like harpoons that sank into the ground and trapped the thing. The support had the mortar strike, and the assault had mines. So if you could time everything right, if you could slow down the monster with tranquilizers, you could trap him in one area, and then the support could call in his airstrike right into that area, and it works so well. But the problem is when you're playing with 3 people you don't know or nobody wants to talk, it doesn't work that way. And it's just it could be really.
But I think that being said, that's why it could be a really fun game.
Yeah.
Because if we all got into it, it's like playing a sports game. It's like playing NHL. If you play with random people, it sucks. But if you play with your team, it's really fun.
But that comes to the next point: is like how long can this game possibly be fun?
Yeah,
because to be fair though, I really enjoyed it.
To be fair though, the alpha, there's 1 monster and 1 level.
Yeah, I know.
2 levels.
But do you think you think that could change that much for you? Like
I'm
level and the monster?
I'm not sure, but I'm just saying that I think that playing 1 level or 1 monster and 1 or 2 levels, I think it does make a difference because having another monsters makes it. There's one that like flies and shit. I think it could be cool. I will never buy it just because there's other games that I want to buy. It's not a knock on Evolve. I could see other people really enjoying it though. You know what I mean?
I definitely see the potential there. As a person who doesn't spend as much time playing multiplayer games that I would like to, I just don't think it's a game for me. I enjoy it. I think it's a very cool game. The idea of it works very well.
Yeah. I'm with you. I think that if you're in, I love the idea of asymmetrical multiplayer where you have one guy that does one thing and then a bunch of people that try to work against them. It's kind of like Clue Museum Capers, which is one of my favorite board games ever. If you've never played it, look it up.
Is it better than 13 Dead End Drive?
Yes.
Really?
Oh, it's
13 Dead End Drive. You build like death traps.
I like that game, but as an adult, you would like Museum Capers better. But whatever.
Nobody's ever said that sentence.
Yeah, that's probably true. But it's a great. And there's another one my brother bought. He's probably listening to this. It's
Which brother?
Ben. He had this game. It's hard to find. It's in London, I think. And basically, it's exactly the same as Museum Capers. The idea of it, but if you're you're
Butler.
a bad guy. No, you're like a whatever, a convict. We're trying to catch you. You escaped, something to that effect. We're all the cops. We're trying to find you. You're invisible every like 4 out of 5 moves or 3 out of 4 moves, whatever it is. And what you can do is once you get seen, then you're invisible for 3 moves. What you can do is you can like hop on a subway, a train, whatever, but you have to have like certain things to get on those.
Uh-huh.
So as the team that's playing against you, you're talking about, okay, you go here, I'll go here. If he has 3 moves, he can't possibly get here, so you be at the bus stop there. And it's like the most fun when you catch the guy. It's like everybody high fives. It's so much fun. So like that's like, to me, that's what kind of what Evolve is.
Is it called
in
Sherlock
video game
Holmes?
form? It's kind of. Shit, I'm so annoyed that I can't think of it, but it's a great game.
Sounds cool.
Doesn't that sound fun though? Like, and you're talking about strategy the whole time, and sometimes you have to guess. You're like, well, you could, because you can't possibly block off all the exits. You just have to go, okay, well, he could be here, let's go, and then you run into him, you get him. Eggnog bourbon.
This episode is brought to you by Hood Eggnog.
Yes, it is. Golden eggnog.
Yes, our local grocery store has finally started stocking eggnog. They had the pumpkin. We didn't go pumpkin. We just went straight eggnog today.
That's what you got to do sometimes.
But speaking of videos that made it to our YouTube page and our website, Volgar was a free. It's a free game on Xbox Live for Xbox One members. I don't think it's on any other systems.
Yeah, I don't think so. You can buy it.
It's on PC. I know it's on PC, but I don't think it's free anywhere else. So it's like this. What do you want? I don't even know how you want to call it. It's like a 2D side-scrolling game. It's like one of those.
Well, we basically compared it to Golden Axe. Which,
I said ghouls and ghouls and ghosts.
Yeah, which I think those are all fair comparisons. It's a little more vertical than both of those games.
Yeah.
There's a lot of upward movement, and you can throw the spear. You guys should. I think that video is hilarious. I think you guys should watch that video, especially if you fast forward to the end when we. Not the end, but like 10 minutes before the end when we finally beat the first level. We're so pumped.
We were pretty drunk.
So painful.
Well, I was drunk. I was not. The game was not.
No, we were hammered.
You were rolling.
I was rolling, but I was definitely hammered. But we play this game, and there's some things to talk about.
Our
here.
general impression
first of all,
bad.
we were trashing it. We were saying the controls suck. The
controls do suck.
You can't move in midair.
No.
One of the biggest problems I have, other than move, like, did you see that one part where you had to jump from pillar to pillar?
Yeah.
I had to walk back and then jump forward off the spear, and I would land with like my heel.
It was so funny,
worse controls than Mario.
And then I would
original Mario.
I would just come along and just hop randomly. I kept making.
Well, what you did is you did it differently than me. You jumped. Well, whatever.
But my way wasn't the right, wasn't a safe way because there was.
You got hit a couple times doing that. Yeah, I did like the super safe way, but the other problem I had with the controls was hitting left and right was so slow that like sometimes I would run away from a guy and try to turn around and throw a spear, but it was so delayed that I would just throw a spear the direction I was facing, and those were the really frustrating parts.
My biggest problem with the controls was right in the beginning it tells you to hit up and attack, throw spears, when there is actually a spear throwing button.
Right, you can hit B,
You
which
can
is way better.
It's so much better.
Way better. So our impression was this game sucks, basically. We had fun like getting destroyed, but we're like, this game sucks. What happened was we only beat the first level. We go online. This game's getting like 4 out of 5 stars, 8 out of 10s, like nothing amazing, but like pretty
people
good
are really
reviews.
into it.
And I think it comes down to a couple things. First of all, I think people who like really enjoy hard games like Contra and Castlevania really enjoy it. Also, to be fair, a lot of people said, and I read a couple of reviews just to see, that they thought that the first level was really frustrating and sucky, and then they enjoyed it after that. We only beat the first.
Were you
and
the
like half
one
second
telling me
level.
there were actual bosses in this game?
Yeah, there's like big bosses.
And fuck that.
And the boss fights are supposed to be very cool.
I don't believe
So that's my
If
point.
there's jumping and spear throwing in it, I don't want any part of it.
So we get back into this, and we had a video that we put up, and we're basically just trashing the game. The title of it was, "We play Volgar, so you don't have to."
No, it says the title was "Vulgar is a game.
Right.
It's a bad one. We played it, so you didn't have to."
And the creators of the game retweeted us, so of course we
favorited it.
and favored it. So we felt terrible, honestly.
Like they did not click the link.
Because I felt very bad, because I don't care how bad of a game you put out, you put a lot of work into it. You know what I mean?
Well, my thing with those type of games is like I understand that like as like a SNES and NES generation player, like
that's what it is. It's a throwback.
Like 50 to like 80% of the games that we grew up playing were those games that were hard, always hard.
Yeah,
it was
the controls
like,
were half the battle, and it was like is what it is, right?
I don't understand of all the features and all like the great things that the old video games have. Why would you copy and mimic the bad controls? Like that game could be good if you have like I'm not asking it to be easier. There's ways around to make it still hard.
Yeah,
like,
that's
like have 2 objects in the air when you jump, or space out the like in that waterfall area that we were at, have like a fireball go up it or something. Do something, but don't make the controls.
I think that's exactly it, because
it's cheap. That's why we don't like it. I'm not gonna play a game that's like intentionally hard just to be like, or intentionally bad controlling just to be like nostalgic. That's not.
Right.
Those games were flawed.
Right. Well, because again, you literally, we talked about this last podcast, and I was trying to make a point that the original Mario was so ahead of its time because, well, for many reasons, but level design probably being the number one, but because the physics of the jumping was so ahead of its time.
Could you imagine Mario with that jumping?
Right. It wasn't just static, like left, you go one speed. There were these subtle accelerations and decelerations that made the jumping like really.
You guys need to go watch.
Natural.
You guys need to go watch the video of us like jumping around. It's
but,
ridiculous.
Oh my god, the first level where you couldn't get up that wall, just for like the first 5 minutes, I was laughing.
I start off the video right on the page. It says walk right to start or walk right to start game or whatever, and I was hitting start. I'm like this game already sucks because you can't. There's no like start game menu, and then it takes us like 30 seconds to figure out you got to walk right, and then I could not figure out how to throw a spear.
The best part was though that you kept jumping up the first platform,
and then
because
going
you can't,
back down,
right? Because you can't adjust in midair. You would jump backwards, thinking that you're gonna adjust back, but you can't. So you would just jump all the way back down. It was fucking amazing.
I think the thing is, we don't hate Vulgar. I think we were a little rough on it, but we have our reasons why we're rough on it. If you like that style of game, it could be great. It's not my style of game.
I wish
I stick by everything that we said.
Right, it's so hard that like I wish I could just like casually go play some of the extra levels, but I don't want to put the work in.
It was like we're so used to the way things are, and like I like the way things are. Like I enjoy hard games. I think hard games are fine. But
this ties into something that we talk about all the time on this podcast, which is being an adult gamer where you don't have as much free time. And like Donkey Kong is a perfect example. It's not the hardest game ever, but it's hard, and I don't want to sit down and be frustrated for 2 hours when I get done with work. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's not to say that the game's bad. It's just that I don't think it fits us. What we want to do.
I was listening to somebody talk about Donkey Kong. I forget what it was, but they were talking about how flawed the jumping in the original Donkey Kong and SNES was. You know what? One of my favorite jumping things in any game ever is the Donkey Kong jumping in the the SNES one. When you would jump and you would hold like Y and you do like a barrel roll or like that little like roll, and then you would spring out of it with like speed. Did I hit it? Oh, my shirt got it. But you know what I'm talking about? Like you could jump and then you would land and roll, and then you would have like speed to go. I thought that was an awesome mechanic in games.
It's kind of like Sonic a little bit.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, I just
go. I would just.
I think if you're someone who really enjoys hard video games, it might be for you. But like for us, I feel like we come home from like a stressful day, like I don't want to play that.
Yeah. Well, the thing
And
is,
that's not a knock on the game necessarily.
I
but,
like hard video games. One of my favorite games is Ghosts and Goblins. Like,
right, but you played that 15 years ago. When's the last game that you played that was really hard?
I don't think I've ever beat the first level.
When's the last time you played something that was really hard, like in single player game? And beat it.
Jesus, I don't even
That's
know.
what I'm saying.
Dark Souls, maybe? Or no, Demon Souls.
Yeah, it just doesn't really fit us that much anymore, you know?
But you know what? Demon Souls, the controls aren't flawed. The controls are fine.
Yeah, I think
and it's not mimicking something that should be. It's not hard because it's like it's copying something from back in the day.
Because the sad part is it does a lot of things awesomely. Like I think the whole idea of putting the spear into the wall and jumping on it is brilliant. I love the idea of getting chests where you get the armor, the upgrades.
And I like the idea of
kind of like
not having random enemies. They all have a pattern that you can learn. I like that a lot.
Yeah, it's like old school.
Yeah.
If you guys have ever played Altered Beast on the Sega Genesis,
yes, that was the game. I was thinking a lot about that game.
Because it's the same thing. You get the upgrades and stuff. But anyway, we got to get off this topic because who cares?
Well, just go watch the video because it's really funny. That the developer somehow found us and retweeted us after we were bashing it.
Yep. All right, so let's talk about a little bit about Halo. The Master Chief Collection. We're very excited. I downloaded it. You're in the process. It's been taking forever.
Oh no, actually,
because your roommate's fucking shit up.
We've played it for the last 12 hours and we're loving it.
I wish. That's true, right? Once it comes out, it's getting awesome reviews. They just started coming out. I want to talk about a couple things here. Number one is the reviews that are coming out crack me up because it hasn't gone live. They can't download the multiplayer patch yet until like tonight, I think, if you're a reviewer. So they're reviewing this game based off the single player, which is fine. And like I know a lot of people love the Halo universe. I am one of the most diehard Halo people that I know, and I am only interested in the multiplayer. I played Halo 1 all the way through. I played half of Halo 2, none of Halo 3, and I actually beat Halo 4. But the point is, I don't think the Halo single player is bad, but how can you review Halo without playing the multiplayer significantly? You know what I mean? And I respect IGN, which I don't say very often, because they're delaying their review until they get to play the multiplayer, because I think they got burned so bad when they reviewed Battlefield 4 when it didn't work for 2 months and they gave it a 9 or whatever, and everyone was all pissed off with good reason. But again, if this game is even good in the multiplayer, to me, like if it just works, it's a 10. You could skip from a Halo 1 game to a Halo 2 game to a Halo 3 game to a Halo 4 game. Like that's really exciting for me. Now, a couple things I want to talk about with Halo. Number one, I think that we talk about Dota and the esports, which I hate that term, but I'm just going to use it because everybody uses it. I think that first of all, if you go back to first-person shooters, what Halo did for first-person shooters was it brought first-person shooters to consoles, because at the time there was no first-person shooter. There was a strong feeling in the gaming industry when Halo 1 came out that first-person shooters would never work on consoles.
Yeah.
Like GoldenEye worked, but it worked in like as soon as the next generation came out, no one could play GoldenEye. Have you tried to play GoldenEye since it came out?
No.
It's terrible. So it proved by slowing the action down, adding the rechargeable shields, it proved that you could make, like if you're a Call of Duty fan or a Battlefield fan or any console shooter fan, you should be a fan of Halo, because it basically invented the equation to make multiplayer shooters work on a console. But on top of that, for me, this is an interesting topic, because Halo Master Chief Collection, to me, could be, get off your phone, could be I
need to do this. Sorry. I may have done something.
What did you do?
I may have shared the invite to Google Plus, so anybody can just join.
Whatever.
No, not like join like watch. Join like. And I can't figure out how to delete it.
Why don't you just stay off your laptop instead?
Well, I was trying to get the thing out there. I know. Sorry. Go ahead.
What I was gonna say was, with esports, we talked about Dota, and the reason that I think that, and again, I hate the term esports, but the reason I think that Dota works is because it stays the same over the years. Like Dota 1 was a mod for Warcraft 3. It's the same game now. It's got new graphics, but it's the same game that it always was. And the reason it works for esports is you can watch a Dota match online, and if you're been watching it for 3 years, you can, just like the NFL or a sport, you can watch and you know the basics. It might be a little bit different, but it's just new heroes. You can see the old heroes that you used to watch, and it gives you this connection that carries over the years, which is the connection that you have with sports. Like like you're a Jets fan or a Rangers fan, like you connect over the years and the game doesn't change, and that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Even the difference between Halo 1 and Halo 2 or Call of Duty, whatever the case may be, is a big difference. So with Halo Master Chief Collection, I'm wondering, because there's a big story that Halo just signed a bunch of deals for like a competition thing.
I've heard that Guardians is set up for.
Yeah, they're trying to make a big push for competitive gaming, and that's interesting to me because number one, Halo to me, and I'm sure someone out there is gonna freak out, but it put console competition gaming on the map. Major League Gaming was Halo. They had ESPN used to have a top 10 Halo 2 highlights of the week.
Yeah.
Like, that's legit.
Well, I mean, there was always like the PC gaming.
Right, PC came first.
Name a console game before that.
Right, nothing, in my opinion. And so what I think that's really cool about the Master Chief Collection, Halo 5 they're probably trying to make for competition, but this is a game that could, for the future, be a game where, like, how cool would it be if, like, we created a team, and it was 4-on-4, and you got to hop between Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3, or 4, and people could really, like, to me, that's something that people could really identify with over the years, and it would add, like, a total new level of skill where, like, we could actually pick the game we want to play, like, within a certain realm.
It'd be sweet if you'd be like, if it was like a game to, like, 16 kills.
Mm-hmm.
First one, as soon as one team gets 4, it switches to Halo. Like, say you're in Halo 7,
right,
Halo
right.
1, you get 4 kills. And like,
or just even like a points-based system.
That's what I mean.
Same
like
idea.
you get 4 points. If you get 4 kills, it goes to 4. It goes to 1 point, and then the next it switches to the next game. Yeah, I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Wouldn't that be like a really fun thing to watch?
It'd be fucking awesome.
Because you know that like some teams would be like, it's the same thing as Dota, where like some teams are really good at like certain things. Like some teams would be like the Halo 1 team, some teams would be like the Halo 4 team. It'd be really interesting if you had to play them like all very equally. And I think that because Halo to me. And this comes into the map design, which is something that I want to talk about too in the Halo Master Chief Collection. But Halo to me is the ultimate esport type game because it has those arena type maps where it's all skill based. It's very fair. It's very even. The maps allow people to all be on the same level,
Yeah.
And one thing that I thought was interesting was I was reading about the Master Chief Collection, and I love that you can play Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 4 because of this. They tried to remake levels, okay? It works for Blood Gulch because it's a big, massive map, and I can't believe they never remade Sidewinder, which is disgusting to us, but I don't think they did at least. But my problem is when you try to remake these maps, for example, Hang 'em High. Hang 'em High is one of my favorite levels ever, but it only works. It's the one with like multiple. It's like 3 levels on Halo 1. Doesn't matter. It's a great capture.
Is that the one where like it's split across like the ship?
No, it's like a big gray arena. But the reason that it worked was because in Halo 1 you couldn't jump very high, and you had fall damage. So to get up was like a big deal, and then you had to like run across these like platforms across to the capture the flag. And this is a bad example because they didn't remake Hang 'em High. Actually, they might have. I take that back. But the point is that when they try to remake these maps for the new games, they don't always work because the Halo 2, Halo 1, Halo 3, Halo 4, the physics are so much different that trying to remake a map is stupid. You have to make them from the ground up for the physics. So what I'm most excited about is going back and playing Hang 'em High with Halo 1 gameplay.
Yeah, it's
playing awesome. Halo 2 with whatever. I mean, there's so many great maps in Halo 2. Pick one. With the original physics, because what makes Halo Halo is the map design was so good that you could find like little ridges where you could jump one up, and it was, they didn't even design it that way, but people figured it out.
They said all the original glitches are
all the original glitches.
I'm really excited for that one map in Halo 2 where you could do the
super bounce. Yeah, there's a few.
We could do the sword thing.
Like, the sword thing. Yeah, that's Ascension.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I can't wait to try to do it with people.
And like that's to me like the map design is when you try to remake a map, if you're going to and I'm glad that they changed the physics because you have to change them as you go, but I think that it's going to be so cool to go back and play the original Blood Gulch, the original whatever, the original Lockout, because those maps work because you couldn't sprint, for example, you couldn't, fall damage was there, and I think that this game is going to be so much fun.
Well, I mean, I just cannot wait for the original Sidewinder, because the way we used to play, you would go to the teleporter quick, get a sniper rifle. You would protect me as I came at the tunnel. You would tell me if people are coming through the tunnel or if they're like whore hogs. I would try to push people out of the tunnel, and you would snipe them, and then I
It
would
was such
finish
an
them off.
interesting level because you have the outside ridge, which is like the
And
sniper ridge,
yeah.
and you have the inside ridge, which is like the melee. Short
You would take care of anybody that's
shotgun,
coming to you, and then you would
machine
just
gun.
immediately like look right to try to protect, or left, wherever you started off, try to protect the people that. It was awesome.
Yeah, I was
And
always
then
the,
you would
I was
get to
always the
your
long
point.
range guy.
Yeah.
You guys were always like the flag runners, get in the base,
It was
kill
so
people.
good.
And like it was because like it allowed us to do. I love Halo because it allows multiple like strategies too. Where I think if we get on like
really
people who might not be first person shooter players, like in college, I always had these 3 guys who were horrible at Halo because we always try to make even teams. And we had the people down the hall that were all pretty good.
Yeah.
So I had these guys, but we played capture the flag, so it was fair. Deathmatch would have been tough, but because they would have just died a bunch. But we got to like make strategies. We're like, you go get this, and they couldn't shoot people, but they were like pretty decent at like understanding strategy, so they could get the flag, throw it down, whatever. And we had these epic like 90-minute Sidewinder or whatever the map was. Halo 1 maps. Hang 'em High was one that we played a lot. We get so pissed at each other, we would go brush our teeth in the bathroom. We wouldn't even speak to each other. Like that was like intense. And I brought a 100-foot LAN cable because we were on the opposite sides of the hallway. And the point of that is 3 guys I play with, Johnny, who is it? Johnny, Joseph, and somebody, I don't remember. But they were bad Halo players as far as deathmatch, but they were able to add something because of the capture the flag aspect of it. And that's like what I'm looking forward to more than anything. I feel like those objective type games have been lost. Like Destiny, there's objective games, but still about killing each other.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like in Halo, it was more than that. It was team strategy. It wasn't just who can shoot the person the best, you know, in the objective games. Again, obviously SWAT is all Twitch shooting, but
I'm pretty excited. Alex Wilson, he's gonna be on our team. So
is that one of the Twitter guy? Yeah,
he's ready.
I'm excited. Get your gamer tags in because we're gonna have a bunch of people that are gonna play. Nick's gonna play.
Yeah, we can do just like the private matches and shit.
Yeah, and that's what I want to do because to me, if you play online with random people, it's gonna be super competitive. Obviously, we're gonna do that a bunch, but it'll be so much fun to do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever we decide. Private matches where we just split people up into what we find is the most even matches and just play epic capture the flag, blood gulch, whatever the case may be. And again, this leads me to my next point, which is the last thing I'll say about Halo.
No, I'm not playing. I'm sticking by my thing. I'm not playing Sidewinder with our listeners. That's something that like
we'll see.
Like
we'll
that has to stay between like the blood.
You could probably Google that in 2 seconds.
It doesn't matter. Like it just means something to me. Like with you guys.
I don't know. I really want to play Sidewinder. It sounds.
I know, but I just don't want to play listeners because the
childhood.
listeners are gonna know exactly what I'm doing. There's gonna be an off chance that somebody like that we're playing.
How cool is it that we can play Sidewinder 4v4 capture the flag and then go straight to a Halo 4 match?
That's
like
crazy.
To me, it's gonna be obviously it's a huge adjustment because the physics and stuff are different, but that is so cool to me.
I never played Halo 3 multiplayer, so I'll be excited.
Halo 3 multiplayer is really good, I think.
At my
you played Halo 3.
No, I didn't.
You had it for like a week, and then
we're at my old apartment. I didn't have the internet wasn't installed in it yet when I had Halo 3.
I thought I played it with you and you traded it in.
No, that was Halo 4. That was with Ashley, wasn't it?
No,
when I got mad at her, I said I would never play with her because I didn't want to play online with a girl.
I thought you had Halo 3. I don't know.
That was definitely Halo 4.
Doesn't matter. No, I'm not thinking of Halo 4. Because I know we played that for like a week. I thought you had Halo 3 for like a little bit, like a week.
I thought that was Halo 4. No, I only had Halo 4 for like a week. Didn't last very long because then Black Ops 2 came out.
Yeah, no, but it wasn't that. It was you traded in Halo 3. I'm gonna have to look back.
You may have made me buy it.
I'm gonna check your stats.
I don't remember it.
They're still up there.
That would be good.
Yeah. But yeah, so the last thing I'll say about Halo is the reviews right now, they're gonna be different when this podcast comes out, but this is Friday. There's a lot of reviews, and they're all good. They're all 9s and 10s, whatever, somewhere in that area. But they're all like single player reviews because they haven't got the multiplayer patch to play the competitive gaming. And to me, it's like, how the fuck can you review this game without playing lots of multiplayer?
Yeah, I don't understand why you do.
It makes no sense. Like, the coolest part about this is you can go into matchmaking, go from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. And I'm not trying to bash the people who play the single player game. If you're in it for that, then you're going to be in for obviously a huge score because the single player is amazing, and they redid Blur, redid a lot of the cinematics. They did almost an hour of cinematics.
You know,
is that crazy?
You know how much Blur, You know how much Blur costs a minute?
I bet you it's cheaper than what you're gonna
Blur's usually rate is $1 million per minute.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I bet you it was a little bit cheaper now because I think that's like a couple years ago, but
Still, it's fucking nuts. Even if it's,
they have I think 56 minutes of new cinematics. How about that?
that's fucking
Crazy,
insane.
right? So yeah. So anyway, we're very excited about Halo Master Chief Collection. We want it. We want everybody to get it.
We're really happy we just played those awesome matches with you guys. We totally kicked ass.
Right, exactly.
That bug is fucking driving me nuts.
And if you guys don't have Master Chief Collection or an Xbox One, should I say, 350 Master Chief Collection.
No, we don't know. We don't know that. Remember, because Laura looked for it and we
that's
couldn't
right.
find it.
Yeah, but it's not out yet.
Yeah, exactly.
She's saying she couldn't pre-order it.
No, we couldn't. I couldn't even find the bundle.
Well, either way, get a bundle because $350 for a game and an Xbox. And you can get.
If you were planning on buying an Xbox One at $400, you buy a $350. Halo Master Chief costs you $10.
Right, you can get the Assassin's Creed or the Call, whatever game that you're looking for, Sunset Overdrive, the Whitebird version, whatever, and then just buy Halo Master Chief Collection. It's totally worth it. Anyway, so that's all I have to say. I mean, I have a lot more I want to say on Halo, but I think the esports thing is very interesting. I can't wait to see if it's more of a Halo 5 or more of a Halo Master Chief Collection strategy. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
But anyway, next. We got lots of stuff to talk about. Do you want to talk about Share Play Block? Let's talk about that.
Because I think it's good because we talked about it last week. I don't really know much about it.
Well, it's basically this. So, PlayStation put out this feature, which the Xbox originally announced, very similar thing, and everyone jumped all over them for doing so. Share Play, which basically I can play like I'm sitting in your living room.
Yeah.
I can add a controller to your game and play with you. What's interesting is Call of Duty Advanced Warfare knocked this completely out. You can't use Share Play with their console. So Sony had to come out and say, well, the developers have every right to shut off Share Play if they want to. So it's not like a system-wide thing. Now, first of all, I don't think that's a big deal. They can't force developers to use their thing. Call of Duty also said it's a new technology. It might come eventually, but we just don't want to put it in. I think that's bullshit.
Yeah.
You can add it in once your sales start going down, but I don't think it's a big deal, but I think it is interesting because
it gives them like an hour of gameplay, right?
Something like that. But can't you just get right back into it if you just restart?
I think so.
I think that's how it
could
works.
Be like unlimited.
Kind of, if you save or whatever.
I understand that.
Yeah, I mean whatever. I don't think it's a big deal. I think that I think it's interesting that games that you're probably going to want to use the most in are probably going to not allow you to use it.
Yeah.
Because obviously, let's say I download an indie game, and it was a two-player, what's the game where you have to Chariot?
I had no idea where you're going with that.
No, because it's a super co-op game, right? And if we were playing that together, then if I use Share Play, we could beat the game, and why the hell would I ever buy it?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because it probably only takes 3 hours to beat. So I bet you a game like that, I don't even know if any games it works.
Well, also with Call of Duty, like you said, I just don't see AAA titles ever allowing this shit. I'll be interested in the first one.
Why would they if they don't have to?
Yeah, seriously.
Because it's only on one console too. Remember that. So they're selling it on Xbox and PS4. It's not like they have to defend themselves because it only exists on one.
Say what you want about Call of Duty and how it's not as successful as has been, but it still sells ridiculous numbers.
Oh yeah.
Still the cream of the crop of fucking AAA games.
And if Master Chief Collection wasn't coming out, we'd probably buy it because I think the new one looks really
fucking
good. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
When I saw the trailer, I was like, wow, they're actually changing it. I think that's really cool.
It looks great.
It is funny though.
I still might buy it, but it's not going to be before Christmas.
One of my favorite reviews that I saw of that though, they said something like, if Titanfall is Call of Duty with mechs, then Advanced Warfare is Call of Duty without mechs or something. It was with Titanfall without mechs. I'm sorry.
I kind of want. Speaking of Titanfall, I kind of want to get back in that. You see that survival mode thing they have?
I haven't seen anything about it.
It's the new. I think it's called the Defiance Pack or something like that. It looks fucking awesome. Also, Titanfall right now is $25 on Xbox Live, and you should download it.
That's a steal.
It's a really fucking good game. It's a really, really good game. It just came in a. I was so excited for that game. And I played good 2 weeks.
The biggest problem that we had was that we got into Dota at the time, so that was the game that we played. But yeah, whatever. Okay.
Anyways, don't be surprised if you rely on Share Play with AAA titles. Block it.
Yeah,
Because it's just when you have something that's too good to be true, it usually is.
that's true.
It's just not. It's just the way it goes. They're not gonna give that shit away for free.
No.
They hate. I'm sure Activision hates share play as much as it hates used game sales.
Yeah, that's true. I want to talk quick just to kind of close this
Did I get it?
battle off.
Or did I just clap for no fucking reason?
No, you probably just spiked someone's ear for no reason.
My bad.
Another thing I want to talk about was I talked last week about the resolution war and 900p versus 1080p and all that shit. What I thought was interesting was Call of Duty, and I don't know the multiplayer numbers, and this might have come out by now. At the time, I couldn't find it, but they were talking about how the Call of Duty Advanced Warfare on Xbox, it's locked at 50 frames, 60 frames per second. I'm sorry, but it has like a dynamic resolution, where PS4 it has 1080p always, but the frame rate dips from 60 to 40. And then I believe these are single player numbers, and that's a key to what this topic is about. To me, this whole resolution war is fucking killing gaming, because I wish that every single game had this dynamic resolution, because I think that that is the best, get off your phone, is the best thing that could be for games, because to me 60 frames per second is way more important than high resolution. Not even close. And I think this idea of dynamic resolution is awesome. And it was first brought about in Killzone, which PS4 got destroyed for because they claimed it was 1080p 60 frames a second when it was really a dynamic resolution kind of thing. But like idiot, uninformed, ignorant gamers just want this resolution battle. Because let's be serious, PlayStation is the more powerful console. There's no doubt. There's no, there's no arguing that. But I would much prefer PlayStation 4 to have it go from 900p to 1080p locked at 60 frames per second than they like. Basically, the rumor is they're forcing every developer to make their games at 1080p, and the frame rate suffering a little bit because they want to be able to say we have 1080p, Xbox doesn't. And I don't blame them, because it's a great marketing ploy.
Well, here's a little fun fact for you. Modern or Advanced Warfare, PS4 is native 1080p. The frame rate is not locked.
See, this is why
on Xbox One, it's upscaled 1080p locked at 60.
This is why you shouldn't get on your phone, because I already said that.
Oh, did you? Sorry. No, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Sorry.
I literally just said that.
Did you?
Stop texting during
I wasn't
podcast.
texting anyway. I swear to God, there's like 30 fucking things on my phone I cleared out.
Is that better?
Yeah, I feel a little better. I'm not gonna lie. No, but I don't know. I don't like. Yeah, I'm with you. Like, all that matters is the gameplay. But everybody's saying they don't notice anything on the PS4 version.
Well, again, I think that, like I said before, it was a single player stat. I don't know if multiplayer has whatever, but people say that the Xbox version is more enjoyable in the single player just because it's locked at 60 frames per second. Because the reason that people have 30 or 60 locked is because 60 is obviously much, much superior, but when you have it go from 60 to 40, your eyes notice that, and it makes it really fucked up. And when you just have it locked at 30, it kind of tricks your eyes, where I think this dynamic resolution thing should be just an automatic thing for the consoles, because consoles are never going to be as powerful as PCs. It's just because you get it once, and they don't upgrade them because it would F everyone before them. But also, you get every last drop out of a console. So that's one thing that the PC gamers like to ignore, is that you get a lot more out of a console than you do out of an equally powerful PC, because they know exactly the hardware. But again, all that being said, I wish that this resolution war would die, because I would much rather have PS4 locked at 60 frames per second, Xbox locked at 60 frames per second, depending on the game. Not every game needs to be 60 frames. Any fast-moving game, though, especially a first-person shooter, should be, and have the dynamic resolution work. PS4 games are still going to look better, but let's stop with this stupid battle over something that most people can't even notice because they're playing on 720p TVs.
I was going to bring it up because we haven't done on the Commodore C-Bag in a while, but IGN ran an article this week where they compared the PS4 graphics for Advanced Warfare to the PS3 graphics in Advanced Warfare, and the people in the comments section were the biggest pieces of shit I've ever seen in my life. Like, you can't compare last gen with current gen. It's just fucking retarded.
Right.
Like, and people were arguing about it, like why the PS3 version is better than the PS4 version.
Yeah.
It's like, no. like just stop.
Yeah. Well,
Because people had that argument. It's like it runs a 720p but 60 frames locked compared to like
right.
the native 1080p with like a fluctuating. But they said it never goes under 30 frames per second.
Right, but that's the problem though. If you go from 60 to 40 to 60 to 40, you're better off locking
Do you
at
think
30.
you could notice a difference?
I can absolutely between 60 and 30 or between dropping.
I'm afraid I couldn't.
Oh, you can absolutely notice the difference. For example, Destiny's 30 frames a second.
But I'm used to Bungie playing slow.
Well, yeah, but you're talking about last gen. Those are much weaker consoles.
There
was
like
nothing.
I was never impressed. I was never impressed with like what Bungie did after Halo 1. All those games are actually after Halo 2.
But I don't know what your argument is though, because pretty much every game on the last gen was 30 frames a second. And there was very few
I'm saying I don't think
I
know what a 60 second or
it's very noticeable. Like in Destiny, for example,
what am I looking for?
Something that you do all the time in Destiny is you're looking for chests, like treasure chests. So you go in a cave, and I'm looking for them all the time, and I'll sweep my cursor, I'll look left or right, and it's just a fucking blur, and I can't see anything. So I have to move slowly.
If it was like 60, it'd be clear.
Yeah, it just looks like this rather than this massive blur. See? And it's a huge difference, especially that's why one of the reasons I'm so excited to play the original Halo games in 60 frames a second. Forget about the 1080p. It's so overrated. To me, the 60 frames a second is everything because when you're trailing someone with your sniper rifle, it's going to look super clear, and you're able to follow all the clarity. Where even in Halo, the old Halos, well, every old generation console game pretty much was 30 frames a second, I think, for the most part. It's really hard because it always felt like you were like a half a second behind just because you had that blur, So again, I wish that fans stop being fucking idiots and just allow the developers to make the game look the best, because that at the end, let them decide what they think is the best.
As owner of 1080p TV, I don't think anybody should just aim for a awesome 720p. Who the fuck? Not everybody has a fucking 1080p TV. Why do people make such a big fucking deal about this
Well, it's so
shit?
funny because it's usually 15-year-olds who don't even have a 1080p TV that are the ones bitching about it. If you sat no, that's not to say that 1080p and 720p aren't different. Of course they are, but it's not this the games are more important than that. And when you have again, PS4 is definitely more powerful than Xbox One, but stop trying to gameplay matters a lot more than that. And I went off on this last week. I could make Contra in 60 frames a second, 1080p, no problem. You know what I mean? It's a matter of what you want to do with the quality of the level, the quality of the visual fidelity, and all that stuff. That's 1080p, but the movement speed is just as important. And I just think that people, now that it's like a buzzword, 1080p is a buzzword. And that's why I can't wait to talk about our year-end podcast, because I want to talk about how the way that they've marketed their games, and I think that's a very important topic. So I won't get into it right now, but
okay,
we can talk about BlizzCon instead.
Yeah, I don't really know much about this. I just know
Would you watch the trailer?
Did not watch anything.
You bum.
Well, I got home from work and then I came and picked you up. I haven't done anything.
Well, when I asked you if you saw it, I figured you saw the trailer.
I just saw the text. I saw the announcement.
Well, basically, Blizzard announced at BlizzCon a brand new IP, which I'm shocked about because I heard rumors of Warcraft 4.
First time in 17 years.
Yeah, which I was like, yeah, right. They're gonna make Warcraft 4. But they.
So I don't understand that. They says first new IP in 17 years. World of Warcraft doesn't count?
I think they're including it with Warcraft.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's definitely not the same game.
Yeah, no, I think the idea is it's like a whole new world or whatever. Like a whole new backstory and everything. But regardless, it's still the first new game since World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
So still pretty impressive. It's called Overwatch.
Oh, wait, Shadow, what the fuck's a MOBA? That doesn't count as a new game?
Oh, yeah, I suppose that's true. Again, it's Heroes
People are fucking assholes.
But again, it's Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah.
So it's
like,
Warcraft and StarCraft people.
Yeah.
I think that's the idea. But anyway, it's very interesting. It's called Overwatch, and to me, it's basically a Team Fortress clone.
Called Overwatch, a Force Awoken, or whatever. Whatever the fuck the title's called.
Yeah, it's to me, it looks fucking awesome.
It looks great.
It's a Team Fortress.
Oh, the pictures I saw. I didn't watch
I was gonna say Adam hasn't seen anything.
No, I looked at the pictures. I read the article.
But I think that it looks
It,
really cool. It
it's a
looks
10-on-3 MOBA.
it's interesting because it's kind of a MOBA in a way because there's like 10 different characters that you can be. And I worry about that because as a start to me StarCraft is like the ultimate multiplayer even game because there's three classes. You know, you got Terran, Protoss, and Zerg.
Protoss.
And I feel like if you add a fourth in, which Warcraft 3 tried to do, you end up having classes that are super similar. But when you have three classes, you can make them all, it's like a triangle, you know, you can make them
Yeah.
all very different but equal. And I worry about having 10 different classes in a Team Fortress
I
type
like that
game.
little metaphor.
You like that?
It was nice.
Like a diamond?
All but equal.
But yeah, so,
Is that like the Jay-Z thing?
yeah. I don't remember what the hell he says.
Ho.
Oh.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, we're still white. But anyway, if you see this
You could do that, I guess. I can just edit it. I can cut it out.
It just sucks. We're gonna have to upload a fucking.
We're gonna have the shitty quality again.
Exactly.
You could also call it a night and do it. No, you can't do it tomorrow because you have a fucking wedding. I have Monday off
Just take Monday off.
because I didn't want to, but I have all this time left, and we have like a new computer system coming in, and people aren't allowed to take off in December, so they're like forcing us to take time off.
See if this does anything.
That's just one thing we can do. We can record Monday.
It's not gonna do it.
That fucking whore Geo just tried to add me up.
It's good.
Testing. I still think we should use that quality again.